G'day and welcome to the MacPack podcast.
We're back.
My name's Jamie Carr, and to my left this week in order of the most likely member of the panel to play Dungeons and Dragons is my little brother Joe. How are you, Joe boy?
Jake, not only am I likely to play, I have played. I played one game in my life, and it was fantastic.
Massive. And to my right, coming in at 6'1", as he does each and every week, it's the baby brother of the pack. Who we call Junior Boy. Junior Boy, how are you?
If I had to name my Dungeons and Dragons character after myself, I'd call him Big Cock. Dude, that's what I'd call him.
Is that what you can do? Can you do
You
that?
can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Can you? There are no rules.
There are no rules.
Oh my god, that's so exciting. We're going to be chatting about Dungeons and Dragons off the top, plus fantasy footy, which is a combination I never thought I would say myself.
Fantasy.
We also are playing Riley's first ever game of good film hunting.
Yeah.
We're chatting about TikTok, we're chatting about VBs, and you've got a hero. It's a massive bet. Let's get into it. Boys,
Domingo.
how are we all? Well,
Frickin-tastic.
Fantasy.
fantasy pod, fake pod. How was fantasy?
It was really good. So for those who don't know, which is most of you, me and Riley attended a live podcast.
Yeah.
That's right. Scoping out the enemies, seeing what they're up to.
Seeing the competition, the market, how they run a live
Who'd
show.
you see?
We saw NADPod. That's right. Not another D&D podcast.
Whoa.
What's it called? NADPod.
NADPod is like the acronym.
I thought, when you say NADPod,
NADPod.
I'm imagining we're chatting about testes for the 60 to 69 minutes.
Look, it would have been an interesting dynamic, but as you say, Dungeons and Dragons, there are no rules. They could have talked about gonads.
They could have.
Did they?
No, they talked about lots
Missed
of things.
opportunity.
What is Dungeons and Dragons? You know, some of my friends don't know what Dungeons and Dragons is.
I don't know really what it is.
Oh, what do you think it is? This will be good.
Okay, it's about, like, it's a fantasy game about, I would assume, Dungeons and Dragons.
And awe.
And you pretend that you're fighting them, and you got to get to the dungeons.
Yeah, more or less.
So-
And do you know how it works at all?
You got to roll the dice, and then that decides your fate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, basically, yeah.
So there's no destination.
Well,
There's
it's not-
There's
it's
no
not.
opposition.
Doesn't sound super complicated.
It's a fantasy world. It's just like Earth, you know.
I would have thought that it
Anything
would
can
have been
happen.
pretty big in, I don't know, pre-90s, before like computer games and stuff were big. But
It
now you
was.
can do a lot of that stuff on your console.
D&D.
Yeah,
Can you
you
not?
can. But the great thing about D&D is like it is like limitless. It's wherever your imagination can take you.
For
Yeah.
example, the show we watched entailed three characters, three
Yeah.
main characters, and they were embarked on a challenge in which the dungeon master created from the great mind himself. He put them in a reality TV show against the Donkey Kong family. That's what this Dungeons and Dragons campaign was about. So
Yeah,
it could
so-
be literally anything. You could do a MacPack podcast episode on Dungeons and Dragons and like roll to be like, Joe makes joke. Does it hit? Is it funny?
No.
Never.
Yeah, so in the actual show, they do like quests, standard quests with like dragons and shit. But because this is just for the live show and they don't want it to like mess up the like, you
The
know, it's like
storyline.
non-canonical. It's like a special episode.
Yeah.
So
Sounds
this one
good.
was about them. Yeah, they were doing like reality TV show. They were like fantasy sort of themed things.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually really good. Me and Riley obviously not super into the Dungeons and Dragons.
And who does it? Who's in charge? Who's the guy?
The Dungeon Master.
Yeah. No,
Murph.
but it's who'd you win and saw? Jake.
Oh yeah, Jake Hurwitz from Jake and Amir.
Yeah. Okay.
Hell
That might give a little bit more context to people.
I hope so. We met Jake after the show, actually.
Yes, we did.
Joe and I are big fans of Jake and his previous work in the comedy scene.
I was saying to Riley, they're an interesting duo, Jake and Amir. And for the life of me, I've always thought that Jake was the athletic, because he looks more athletic,
Yeah.
bit more of a jock, and I always thought he was the basketball sports
Yeah, yeah.
guy.
He's the cool guy on their show.
But it's not. They flipped it.
Yeah, so basically
Amir loves the basketball. He's got his own little
yeah,
basketball.
so they're a
thing going
comedy
on.
duo, Jake and Amir. Jake is like, yeah, standard. You look at him, you're like, oh, that's like a cool guy.
Yep.
And Amir is like,
You.
know,
He looks like
a
you.
fucking chipmunk. And
Literally.
they were like comedy duo. You've probably seen their videos on YouTube. If not, they're quite
What did they used to
College
be
humor.
before? Like, yeah, that's
college
it.
humor, yeah.
That was like before TikTok and all that shit. They were just like on YouTube,
Yeah, so
and they just had funny little 2-minute videos. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so they do that. They also have their advice show, which they run now. And they also, so one of them does a basketball podcast, one of them does a D&D podcast, and it's like the nerd guy does the basketball podcast, and the
Yeah.
cool guy does the D&D podcast.
Nice. Do you reckon anyone will ever talk about us on their podcast as much promotion we're giving them?
I hope so.
I hope so, yeah.
They're basically America's Hamish and Andy. That's how I look at them.
They're a bit more niche than
But yeah,
that.
we got
Run
to
us
meet.
through the photo.
I started listening to Jake and me in like year 9 or 10.
Yeah,
so
I started watching
20
their videos when I was in year 9.
2017, 18, and Joe would have been what? What's that? 2015, Joe.
Yeah, so when they did come out,
Yeah.
it was like, I feel like I don't get that like starstruck that often.
No.
But yeah, when Jake came out, I was like, holy fuck, it's the guy, the guy on YouTube. Because I listen to
it.
their podcast every week. This is just a bit of an ad for their podcast. I listen to it every week, and they've got like 650 episodes, and I've listened to every single one.
Yeah.
So it's probably like the most I've ever watched or like listened to something that someone's done.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird to, see
Him in the flesh.
him in the flesh, yeah.
There you go. We saw Riley in the flesh.
Oh
We
yeah.
saw a lot of your flesh.
Well, because when we got to the show, I was like, all right, the D&D crowd probably going to be a little bit, for lack of a better term, and to no stereotype, nerdy.
Nerds. He was right.
Yeah, right. So they're like people dressed up in like elf cosplays, not your usual comedy scene, right? And but then when
Not
Jake,
everyone was dressed
when
up.
Jake and the crew of NADPOD came out,
did you dress up?
a standing ovation, Jake.
And what song did they come out to?
Pursuit of Happiness by
Nice.
Oh, yeah, and it was so bass boosted.
yeah, it was fucked.
Yeah, and they came out like rock stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they came out and everyone was like fucking on their feet, like screaming at these guys. And I was like, holy shit.
And
this
we were
is
like 3
insane.
rows from the front.
2 rows.
Yeah, 2 rows.
Counting.
Well, we were in C.
Yeah.
But on the anyway, it doesn't matter.
But yeah, it was like, oh my God, like it was crazy, right? And they were like running into the crowd, like dapping up everyone. It was like a
Did you
freaking
touch
footy
it
game,
in
dude.
the crowd?
No, just like the front row, so
Oh.
they like high fiving everyone. And people were like going nuts, and I was like, holy shit, he's
It
fucking.
was like a freaking footy game. And so after the show, I was like, there's so much energy. And they got a standing O at the end as well.
And they threw the dice into the crowd.
Yeah, people
like
like
you know,
catching
like
the
when you
dice.
throw like
You
the
Your
set list and
drumsticks,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Or like you throw your pick.
or your
They're
towel.
throwing their that's my dice, my 20 dice, my 6 dice, and my fucking 8 dice.
How many dice was there?
They had, I think they must have had more than you would usually play with to throw them out. But I'm like, that's fucking, that would be like,
That's so
So
sick,
cool.
yeah. Throw the
All right, I'll
dice.
take your word for it. That
But
sounds
yeah,
good.
energy was amazing.
one of the guys sitting in front of me, and this was like, so throughout the game, there would be moments where like, oh, it's like big stakes and we got to get a good roll to do this.
Yeah.
And then they would get it, and then people would be like, yes, like it was like it was a footy match.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's
right.
like, yes.
This one guy sitting in front of me, so him and his mates were like hell into it throughout the whole show. And then it finished, and he turned to his mate and goes, I think that's like one of the best times I've ever had.
Oh, that's
And
so
I was like,
wholesome.
fuck, that's so good. It was actually so
How
much
old
fun,
was this
yeah.
guy?
Oh, like,
30?
yeah, like late 20s maybe?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I've never really gotten involved in that.
It is really fun. I've
World.
only played it once with my mates, and it was like a bunch of us who had like never played, and then one guy was like running it and stuff. And it was hell fun. It's just like, you just do whatever you want.
But then
It's
Beautiful.
after the show finished, it was like a pop. Like I saw them posting on the Instagram. They were taking photos with the whole fans, like the whole audience after the show. So I said to Joe, I was like, they're definitely going to come out. Like this is our chance to meet Jake. And I was like, so we stuck around for like half an hour after, and they came out the side door, and they were doing like a meet and greet basically. They were just like walking around and saying g'day to everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone was getting photos and stuff. And I was like, this is the freaking Hurwitz dude. Like I'm never going to see this guy. I'll probably see him again one day, but like. This is my chance to shine, you know? And I was like,
It's
the
fun
energy.
always
And I was
good.
like, the energy has been so high. Everyone's making these really cool D&D references to him, and I don't get to do that. I was like, I've got to find a different avenue to connect to Jake.
Because you got no idea what D&D...
So we haven't listened to much of that podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So you've gone.
so I was like, I said to Joe, we're like just about to approach him. I can remember a meter away. I was taking photos for other people at this point. And then Jake was doing jokes with me as I was taking the photos. And then
Like what?
I looked at Joe, and then he was like, we were just like standing there like, holy shit, we're about to
We're
go
going
touch
extra.
touch the guy. And I was like, I'm going to take my shirt off. And my shirt came off, and Jake referred to me. What did he say, Joe? He said he was like,
Come off, you took it off.
he was like, you look like,
Yeah, he said, I'm not exactly sure. He said something like, you look like NATO or something like that. Like some
Yeah.
character from
from D&D.
one of the
and then
campaigns.
everyone,
and everyone around was like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
does.
does look
And
like
Riley's
NATO.
like, yeah.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah, legit.
Nice, bro.
Like, nay, dough. I don't know, yeah, but it was a good time.
So you got
Yeah.
your shirt off and just standing next to him. And
Got
did,
the
what did he
photo.
say? Did he? Was he
It was a bit like
taking it? No one. I imagine.
I think he might have thought I was trying to like, because usually when people take their shirt off on the street,
it's for a fight.
It's
punch
for a fight.
so I wonder if he thought like, oh fuck,
And also
where are
like
my ties?
I imagine that just generalizing the community of Dungeons and Dragon players.
Yeah.
Not many others are taking off their shirt.
no, I think they're a bit of a shirt at the beach, bro.
They've got their rashies on underneath
Yeah.
just in case.
And yeah, so he was a bit
Taken aback.
taken aback. Yeah, so
Fair enough.
But he was a good sport.
and then we
right?
got the photo.
He
Yeah.
appreciated it.
And then
Oh my God.
eventually they left, and they was like, so the two people who run the show, like the dungeon master and his wife, who's one of the players, they were like obviously like the biggest people were like went crazy for them who were fans of the show.
Yeah.
And then they're like their car or whatever, they were like, all right, we're gonna go. And then so Jake's already in the car, and then there's like a guard of honor. being
Yeah,
formed
all the fans made a little guard of honor.
for
like
Emily and
20
Murph,
deep.
like the main people of the show, to like go through. And then there was like a third
How
guy.
many? Just quickly, how many people are making this guard of honor?
It was like 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a
23.
long
And
guard.
so they
It was quite
go,
long,
they
yeah.
go through the guard of the honor. They get in the car, and then people are like, going like nuts from there, driving off. And then this is like at the Astor Theatre, right? So we're down the side there.
On an
So they
intersection.
go, they drive out, and then
They have
red
to
light.
stop.
Yeah.
And they got all their windows down. They're all like waving.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, yeah. And then they just stop. And
Stop.
I'm just looking Jake dead in the eyes.
It's just a bit like everyone's kind of like, oh, this is no shit. Like,
And I said to Joe, I was like, obviously, this is like quite a cool thing for them being like, oh shit, like we got a meet and greet with like the fans of the show. This
yeah,
is so cool.
driving off to Way.
Yeah, legit. It's just like, oh, this is the like a high of the night, high of the fucking Australian tour. And I was just like, this would never happen to Kanye. Kanye would never get stopped
At a red light.
would he?
Never. Alrighty, boys, it's time for one of our favorite games we've been playing recently here on the
Yes.
MacPack Podcast. We've played it. We play a lot of games here on the MacPack Podcast.
We do.
We've never played a game as frequently as we've been playing this one. And I think we just want to finish the first round, the first series in particular.
Yes.
Me and Joe have obviously had a go, but now it's Riley's turn to have a go at one of our favourite new games. What's it called?
Do you know the movie? Oh, Good Film Hunting.
Good Film Hunting. Do you know the movie? Now, the game is pretty simple.
It is.
We call a movie cinema complex.
Yep.
And we've provided Riley with the film.
Yes.
He is able to get the person on the other end of the phone to guess what the film is without using the name of the film, without using the name of any people in the film. It's basically like a game of charades. You can only use clues. I'm talking about things that are a little bit similar or things that people have been in before. Give it a go, Riley. He picks up the phone. He's asking all the questions. He's not nervous. This was his own profession. He's talking fast because the clock is ticking. I hope that they know the movie that we're thinking. If you know the movie, I've explained it smooth. But come on, buddy, don't you know? I'm sorry if you're struggling. Can't tell you who it's starring. Remember, he was in that show.
Boys, I'm finally getting a go at this.
Very exciting times. Now, you can quickly have a look. Joe's just sent you through. We obviously haven't told Riley what the film is until this point. Joe sends a screenshot of the IMDb page, which has the title of the film and 4 of the main stars that are in it. Riley, do you want to have a quick look at who you're working with? And then, Joe, you can give him a bell.
Oh, God. Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
And you
Now,
obviously won't be able to use the words
cocaine or bear.
Starring Kerry Russell, Alden Ehrenreich, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and Ray Liotta.
Oh,
Ray
Ray
Liotta.
Liotta, I actually know.
Yeah, he's dead now.
What? Is he?
He's from Goodfellas.
I've never seen any
Did
of
he
these
die?
people before
Yeah.
in my entire life.
When did this movie get made?
A while ago, I guess.
Did he get killed
They-
by the cocaine bear?
They had to animate the bear, I guess.
Oh,
I reckon I
What?
could get this pretty easy.
we're about to find out. Joe's record is 41 seconds.
Am I allowed to say? Yeah, let's just put this to the jurisdiction before I say it. Wild animal does drugs.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, you haven't said
I reckon
anything.
I come in with a freaking record score here, boys. So Jake had 49 seconds.
Joe had 43, 41.
Joe had 41. 41's the score to
Yeah.
beat. Who's going to be keeping score?
That
boy.
looks like it's going to be my job.
Yeah.
Are we using...
Turn off the NBA.
Are we using
Jake.
ESPN scoring? Stopwatch clocks.
Cox.
So it goes from when the person answers, all right?
All right.
Okay, very excited.
Let's get this dial on.
Get the dial in, Joey. Riley, you pretty pumped, mate?
Yep.
40. Oh, Jesus.
Joey, chill, mate. I'm trying to think here.
What's the record to beat? 41.
41 seconds.
Good luck, mate.
Welcome to the Grand Cinemas. Bunbury Dane speaking.
Oh, g'day, mate. I'm just looking to get the time for a movie that I want to come see. Oh.
Yeah, what movie after?
I just forgotten the name of it. It's about like a wild animal that like I think like does drugs and goes like
Cocaine Bear?
That's it. That's the one. Yes. What time? What time do you have that on the Savo?
Give me a sec. So 3:30.
That's perfect. That's
3:30.
I'll be there for 3:30. Thank you so much, brother. You just saved my life. Till next time.
No worries, mate.
Have a good one.
See ya. Bye.
11 seconds, baby.
That's actually fucking... That was
He's
quick.
done it.
Yeah,
That was
boy.
quick. I was a bit slow to the start. We're going to give you 14 seconds.
Oh,
I was
come
slow
on.
to the
Nah,
start.
mate,
I was
that's
slow to the
right.
start.
You can have your little cheat.
14
Your little
seconds.
3 buffer if you need.
That was pace.
That was good.
That was pace. I'm actually very impressed by that.
3:30 is perfect.
Yeah, he's done. He's done good.
I reckon I'm
Say
gonna
the
go.
name of the movie in a different way.
Yeah.
Genius. It's
that
hard
was
to
good.
be like with Magic Mike to be like, you know, he's like a wizard. Like, he's got a magic dong.
No, that was very well done, Riley.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We might have to... I don't know. I don't think that's going to be tough to beat.
I think so as well. Yeah.
That was one sentence, one
I thought it'd be hard
response,
because,
answer. Well, me and Joe are both sitting here going,
And
you might
I spent a lot of time on my act, actually. I gave the dramatic pause of,
Yeah, you did.
You did. See, that's the thing,
I
you
knew
could
I
probably-
had time to play with.
We could speed run it without... If you take
Yeah.
out the break...
Drug animal. If you just pretend like you're not having a conversation with a normal human being.
Anything can happen.
TikTok on the clock. The party don't stop. Or so they say.
Ooh.
But currently, I believe in America,
States.
TikTok has come out and said that they are setting a daily screen time limit for users under the age of 18.
The whole of America, do you say?
Yeah, because I think in America in particular, there's a lot of pressure about whether or not TikTok will be banned.
Right. Because they
Um,
don't get on well with the Chinese.
The Chinese, yeah. And also, obviously, TikTok is probably terrible for
Can I get some confirmation on that?
America and China. Yeah, not mates.
Okay.
Not paleos.
When they're not shooting balloons out of the sky, they're talking about apps.
Tackling the big topics.
And yeah, so they think that they will set an age. If you're under 18,
Ooh.
there'll be a daily limit of 60 minutes.
Ooh.
After that, they will be prompted to put in a passcode if they want to keep watching.
But isn't that the case? Like, can't you set that up on your phone anyway?
Yeah, so it's similar to the usual screen time thing. But part of it is like you're scrolling, comes up, you've been on it for 60 minutes, and then you need to make like an active decision to keep
Yeah,
going.
okay. That's fair.
Which is something that in itself is like one of the reasons why people use the internet a lot more nowadays is because of the like infinite scroll.
Yep.
You're scrolling on Instagram,
You lose track
Twitter,
of time.
Facebook. Yeah, you're not like you don't get to the end of the page and be like,
There's no.
do I really want to look at it?
Yeah,
next
that's
page?
fair. There's
Yeah.
no
You just keep
interruption.
going forever. So this is part of a way to sort of stop that. So 60 minutes. What do you guys think about that? Lot? Not much?
I think that's a fair bit.
That's ages.
Like that's roughly if you break down like TikTok average, maybe like 20-second videos, and then like 20 times 3 is 60 seconds, and 3 times 60,
It's fucking a lot of math.
180 videos.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Roughly, yeah, that's a lot.
So what are you guys running on your TikToks?
a good
Last week,
question.
I had a total of 4 hours and 22 minutes.
That's
which
a
is
lot.
Sub 60 minutes a day.
4 hours and 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot.
And then 7 hours and 23 minutes on Instagram, and 16.
Hang on, how many hours on Instagram?
7 hours on Instagram.
Oh.
7.5, and then
So it's an hour a day.
16.5 hours on Snapchat.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
I be snapping, dude.
Wow.
I had
Okay,
a
I'm gonna go those same
Daily
three.
average 2.5 hours.
Gonna go those same three.
So you're on your phone 2.5 hours.
That's just on Snapchat.
Jesus. Snapchat. I'm surprised by that.
Okay, this is pretty concerning. I am 2 hours 30. This is last week, only last week. 2 hours 30 on TikTok,
Congrats.
Yeah.
which is way more than I thought, actually.
Yep.
Oh,
It's not bad.
2 hours.
It's like half an hour.
I'd like to get the breakdown as like what hours that is.
Oh, as in like when you're actually on it.
Yeah.
Toilet.
I spoke. No, not. I spoke to you about it. The mornings for me when I wake up, I don't even know what I'm doing. I send you shit, and then you show me like
Yeah,
later on.
yeah.
I'm like, mate, who sent you that? And you're like,
Jake
you
sent-
man, like 6 hours ago. I'm like, oh fuck.
So to the MacPack chat last week, Jake sent a video of this guy talking about how like it was like a philosophical, almost like
It's like the world.
like spiritual, like self-help. Like you got to think about how unlikely it was that you have been born. It's like talking about
Yeah.
the chance to be here today and all that stuff. And Jake had
He's so
sent it.
meta, isn't he? He's so meta.
Jake
What a
sent
guy.
it
At like 8
into the
o'clock.
chat. So he sent us the link like to open it in TikTok. He also had sent us a download of it. So he's downloaded
He's
the video
double wanted us to see
of
it. He's
TikTok
like, these guys need to watch
and
this.
sent
And
it.
I don't remember doing either.
And I looked at it and I was kind of like, why did he send this? Like, is this like, is he wanting us to be like, you know, guys, is it a real miracle we're here? So I just like heart reacted. I was like, I don't know.
Pity
how to
heart
reply to that.
react. I didn't even look.
And then I
watch it.
mentioned to you like a week later, or like a couple
It
days
was the
later.
day. It was the day later. It was that day.
And then you were like, what are you talking about? What video?
I had no idea. You started showing me it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, man.
Cool. I'm going to send that to the boys.
Can you send me that? So 2:30 for TikTok, 2:30 for Facebook,
Mhm.
Instagram 10 hours and 9 minutes,
Yeah,
Which is-
Instagram's a real.
rather large. Snapchat 30 minutes. I don't even know what that 30 minutes was. I don't have anyone on Snapchat.
Mm.
I've got like my group of mates, but I reckon we'll get maybe 2 or 3 Snapchats a day from them. That's about it.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say I don't think I've sent a Snapchat in months.
But I do appreciate what America's trying to do. You know, trying to limit the because it does take over your life. Like I have over 34 hours on social media last week.
Yeah.
How
which
much?
is like over a day and a half. Right? I think it's
That is so
34,
much.
35
But is
hours.
that, are you mainly talking to your mates or what?
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm
Because
not-
I've got on
I got
this
22
phone,
hours worth of social media for last week.
Which is a
That's a
whole
full
day.
day.
Yeah, fuck.
so you just burnt
On
like,
this
a
phone,
full day.
not to brag,
That's fucked.
my most used app Messenger, 3 hours and 36 minutes for the week. Next one, Maps. That's right. I'd be driving 2 hours and 51 minutes. And I got Safari
Damn.
because I got my Instagram stuffs on my burner phone.
Do you even use that?
Yeah, occasionally. But then I even notice, even then, like if I'm working from home, I like look at it on Instagram. And I'll be like watching fucking reels and stuff. And I'm like,
Oh man, I've been getting into the reels.
why am I
lately.
doing
bro.
this?
Reels have been good. I've been sending you boys some reels. Reels are funny in the TikTok. now.
Yeah, Reel's algorithm insanely fucking funny.
Reels.
Oh,
Right.
it's getting
It
good.
is-
I've
no, it's
seen
always
some
been good.
hilarious
Like,
videos.
better
The
than
hit
TikTok.
rate, like I haven't laughed at a TikTok in like a long time.
I know after 3 in a row the other day. I was like,
On
these are
Reels,
mint.
Reels is legit like
Guys,
bang, bang, bang.
Can we have a cyber? This is meant to be like a social media bad segment.
But not reels.
No,
Reels. Maybe
seriously.
that. You want to know why I'm at 10 and a half fucking hours?
Yeah, I know.
Reels, baby.
Fucking-
Fucking funny.
Reels
Also-
are funny. TikTok. It's just such a vast array of shit. You'll get twerky girls one moment. You'll get you'll get meta videos the
Yeah.
next. And why do they always put like a talk show and then next to it it's just some
Candy
guy like
Crush?
making a cake and you're like,
Yeah.
why do I don't want to watch this? Or someone just pouring plastic into like a cement mixer.
Or they
and
have
you're
the
like,
ones,
"What?
it'll
What's
be
happening?"
like, the voice is telling you the most gruesome, horrific, true crime thing ever. And then it's just Subway service going.
Yeah.
Reels ain't that. Reels are like funny golf videos.
Yeah, legit.
Really?
Nah, yeah, Reels is fucking
And
good.
so speaking of TikTok, so obviously America, they're banning the use. You can't be on it more than 60 minutes or whatever if you're a
Yep.
kid. And then in Australia, obviously our government also tackling the big issues. They're deciding which government employees are allowed to have it on their phone.
Mhm.
So obviously if you have like a work phone, a government one, you know, you've
Oh,
got
okay.
like stuff on there that's probably might be like
Yeah.
confident.
Not
good
suitable
you
for
know,
Chinese.
other countries not to see. So in education, finance, home affairs, and the Australian Electoral Commission, they're not allowed to use TikTok on their phone. But then a bunch of other ones, so employment, Australia Post, CSIRO, and ABC still allow the app to be used.
There
So
you go.
even the gubbies are hooked.
Shit. Shit crazy, bro.
Yeah, very interesting.
The more you know. Well, in a world where everyone's getting a little bit more tame, There's one crew that have really switching up the notch, I've noticed.
Yes.
I'm obviously a bit of a beer connoisseur.
I've noticed.
I like a beer. I actually haven't been drinking
We've
that
got
much
the
recently.
intervention planned.
Actually, I reckon I had a beer last night. That's about it. I haven't really been drinking much.
I went out twice on the weekend. No, thrice. And I only consumed a total of 5 drinks.
There you go.
Damn.
What a setup.
Not bad.
So obviously there's a big move towards zero alcohol beer, lower alcohol
Yep.
beer. The team at Victoria Bitter.
Oh, the best of the best.
Take a bow, gents. They've just gone, fuck that. Why is everyone going? We're going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. And they've gone, we're going to put out a 6% beer. We're going to up the stakes
Oh, yeah.
from a 4.9 to a 6%
Oh, yes.
beer. And at the time I was like, that's firstly,
4.9 is already pretty freaking high.
well, that's the thing. I was like, fucking props to you. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But the percentage increase isn't massive. It's not like you're trying to store.
Yeah.
You're not doing a double. You're not
No.
doing a double
Yeah,
up. You're not
double's
doing
good.
you're not doing like a Jim Beam where they just go, yeah, double shot. Just double shot this little.
I liked
Pocket
it
can.
when I think it was Gauge Roads had those double XPAs. Because when I drink beer in particular, I feel like I can't drink that much.
Yep.
So I'd rather have 2 beers that are twice as strong.
Well, that's exactly what Victoria Bitter have done on closer inspection.
What?
So their usual stubbies are 375.
Yep.
They're big boys. They're the
And
big,
how-
the
how
big girthy boys.
How many
Yeah.
standards is in a little...
1.8 from memory.
Oh, not in a little stubby.
Yeah, in a normal stubby.
1.8.
Yeah, man.
Because what's a normal beer?
That was
3.5%.
like
I don't know.
Anyway.
The new VBs,
Yeah.
the 6%ers, 250 mil. They're just a pocket size piece of power.
Oh, okay. But they're the same as the...
Are
The
they a little
normal
bit
ones.
smaller than
They're
the other?
smaller, so they're 250 mils. These ones are 375. So
Oh my-
they're only short boys,
Oh, that's going to
short and
it's-
effective.
It's like when you get the cordial that's double strength.
That's basically what it is. Yeah, Victoria Bitter. It's VX, which is sexy in itself.
V6.
Extra 6%. So it's Victoria Extra. It's very
Yeah.
exciting. Very
And I
exciting.
feel like...
VX delivers big flavour in a smaller 250 ml bottle. Perfect for a hard-earned night.
Ooh.
Yeah,
very
so don't get
good.
on. Like, basically, they're saying don't get on these during the day because
They're a bit too
Yeah.
dangerous.
you'll turn your day into a night pretty soon. But I think there's going to be a lot of people pumping the VXs.
I think it's a
at
good
about
idea
11
because-
a.m.
1.4
Yeah.
standards, Jakey boy.
Oh, okay.
Do they also sell a smaller brown paper bag to put them in?
I don't know. It's fucking
I
exciting.
think that's a good idea because obviously, yeah.
We might have to get some. We'll have a couple.
Oh, definitely.
Drive home.
As you were saying, there was obviously there's a big push to.
How many
like-
beers yet?
Technically one.
Obviously, there's a big push to having lower alcohol free or whatever. But anyone drinking a VV, they don't care about that.
Nah.
Have you ever heard of someone drinking a VV being like, "Yeah, I think I'm going to cut back my drinking"? No.
Nah. That's a good point.
Do you know who would love this, Jake?
Who?
Shane Warne.
Yes. That's a great shout.
Yes.
The entire Australian cricket team would love this.
That's a fantastic shout. I love it. I'm excited. When they come,
200 mils is like...
250.
it's
250.
good.
It's only a short stout.
That's insane. That's legit like for people who don't know.
It's
a
actually
a
tiny.
Coke can is $3.75.
And that's good because
So it's
maybe
like-
if Riley drinks one at the start of the podcast episode, he'll be able to finish it.
Hey, there we go.
Hell yeah. Boys, I went to one of my good friends' 18th on the weekend.
Nice.
This was one of the ones that I didn't drink at, which I
Ooh.
hinted at before. JB's 18th.
JB Smooth.
JB.
Josh Burke. I've only known Joshua for the last few months, but
Good
my
friend.
oh my.
Didn't he go to high school with you?
No, you went to CBC and has just graduated.
Oh, congratulations, JB, and happy birthday.
There you go. So there's JB's backstory. JB is one of the nicest guys, if not the nicest guy I've ever met.
Oh.
Whoa.
Best
that's high
of the
praise.
best. I even went up to his dear mother and said, "Are you the mother of one Josh Burke?" And she said, "Yes, I am the mother of one Josh Burke." And I said, "Good job.
Well done.
You've done
And
well."
what'd she say to that?
She said, "Who are you? Get out of my house.
Put a shirt on."
Stop stealing the beer out of my fridge." But yeah, it was JB's 18th. So he had all his school friends who a lot were 17, and then obviously all my mates, which is
19.
good fun. Yeah, we get around it, you know. And so we
Have
brought,
been known to,
we
yeah.
brought a bit of extra life to JB's party. I even pushed Josh in the pool
Nice.
as my little birthday present from
Cute.
me to him, and we bought him.
Blessed him.
We all chipped in and bought him like a nice silver chain. Cosmo bought him a bottle of tequila. I don't know what his other friends were giving him, but we were dripping him out. You know?
Nice.
Anyway, so we're getting excited. Josh was gonna come to the clubs for the first time, and he's never really been like a big party boy. So it was like really we're trying to indict him into the Hall of Fame of partying.
Yep.
in
Dangerous group
Yeah.
to be going out
When
with.
did he get his stomach pumped?
And so, you know, there was multiple times throughout the night where he wasn't actually possessing a drink in his hand. And I was telling Cozzo, I was like, go get that tequila you bought him and start pouring him drinks, you know, stop messing around.
Oh,
here.
I'm nervous for JB.
Nah, JB is a sensible boy. He didn't let anything get too crazy. But he actually came out fully dressed, ready to go to the party after I pushed him in the pool. And he was wearing a nice Ralph Lauren polo, which was like real baggy jeans, and these cool Air Max 95s.
What
And
a
I was
dude.
like, that's drip. But Kate was like, no, bro, like we're going to Freo. Like, that's not really the vibe. Like, we got to go get you like dripped out like a local, you know? So
That's definitely the. Yeah,
and then he was like, but my dad put this on. Like, my dad told me to wear this.
Oh.
And then we were
You
like,
can wear whatever you want.
and Kate was like, nah, Josh, you come with me. So we went to,
Oh,
so we went to Josh's room.
Where's
And
the rattiest clothes you want?
we got him this,
here's some shit I found
Yeah,
on the way.
Get me some scissors and I'll cut your jeans up.
and then Kate was like, where's this shirt? Where's this one shirt he's looking for? And Josh was like, oh, it's in the bottom of my washing hamper. And Kate was like digging through it.
Oh.
Josh was like, no, I gotta wash it before I wear it, bro. And Kate was like, no. Threw it on his body. And then gave him a puffer vest. And then
It's fucking summer, bro.
put a Nike hat on his head. And
People wear puffer vests.
and
In
then,
March.
Oh, in Freo?
and then Kate was like looking for try to pull the chain out of his neck. And it wasn't there. So we got the chain on JB. JB was looking like an absolute fucking like
Like an ash
yeah, like a mad cunt. Ready at the town. JB, love you, JB. But I reckon the most fun part of the party was actually what we involved in with Joshua Burke's dad. Joshua Burke's dad. Sorry. JB's dad, right? So there was a few parents at the party. I think must have been like aunties. And and then then some of the boys, Kobe and Moz, were really looking for a pair to play beer pong with.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then Kobe was like, "Oh, I'll go get JB's dad and his uncle, see if he wants to play, right?" So then they come out, and I was like watching the boys play basketball for a bit, and the beer pong was going on in the corner. 'Cause, you know, it's a game of beer pong, nothing crazy, like it's just happening. But and I just kept going. It was going for a while, and then it got down to 2 cups each, and then I was like, "Oh, this looks like it's a close game. I'll go just have a quick watch at the end, like see what the boys are doing with the dads." And then the game continued to go for another, I reckon, 35
Wow.
With
minutes. And it
2
was
cups.
1 cup each at this point.
Double overtime.
They just kept fucking missing. But because I got my phone out and all the boys started to crowd around, like the whole party was just around this ping pong
And
table.
the longer it takes, is the energy building?
No.
Or is the energy dwindling?
Building.
No, can't
Insanely.
be. For 35
With
minutes.
each shot, it is getting more friggin' intense, and there's trash talk going in between dads and Kobe, and it was starting to
Not
get
Moz.
it was starting to get a bit tough at times because of how competitive it was, and but then each shot it started to just get like, ooh.
For
Right.
35 minutes.
It went for fucking ages. Like I pulled my phone out because I was like, I want to get this on camera, like the ending.
Run out of battery.
Oh my god! I reckon I took like 300 videos. Seriously, like they just kept going and like just missing. Like it'd rim out. Oh, it's freaking insane. And like it just started to keep going. And then everyone was holding drinks in their hand, and JB's dad had a stout in his hand, a Guinness in a fucking
Nice.
glass, right? And it got to the point where like after 35 minutes, like everyone was still like just going like ooh between each shot, right? And then eventually, JB's dad, I saw him. He was like took a sip of his Guinness. I had my camera in his face, placed it down.
Maybe this is why they missed it.
For 35 minutes.
Placed it down on the table. Everyone's around. Like this is the sickest game of beer pong I've ever watched. The best Atmos ever.
And the worst display of
and
athleticism.
JB's dad, JB's dad, like
Lovely guy.
best guy ever.
I thought his son was.
Another nice guy.
Oh.
That's where JB gets it from.
Oh.
Right?
So was
Nice
it the
guy.
mum?
He's his father's son.
Yeah, legit. He is his father's son. Like the nicest guy ever. Like hasn't played a game of beer pong in many a year. He said 25 years actually. It was the last time he played. Fair
Oh,
enough.
He's
It's
probably
showing.
cramping up. That's why he can't play.
And then he sunk it. He sunk the freaking ball, and all the boys just ran over and just grabbed this guy, picked him up.
Put him
Everyone
in the
was like-
pool.
I was like throwing my beer. I was like champagne shower and my Corona everywhere. And then
Thought you weren't drinking. Thought you were driving.
and then JB's dad ran over to go give Kobe a handshake to say good game. Kobe was like, redemption shot. Dude.
Not after 35 minutes.
I know, right? Everyone was like, no, like, it's over, please. And then it was just like, oh, he's not going to make this.
Can I just say, redemption shots are by far the worst thing in a game, period. Like, because you always want to end on a high. You want to end on that. You want to watch JB's dad go off into the distance after hitting the game-winning beer pong shot, right? The worst thing you could ever do is then have someone, like all that celebration is taking place, and then you got some fuckwit going, no, I want to have a shot. Oh, give me a shot. And then they shoot it. And they never fucking, how many redemption shots do you actually ever see go down? Never. So now you're ending on a shot that misses the table by such a distance, and everyone just goes, well, fucking, there you go.
Like,
that's it. End on the high. There's a reason that in basketball you hit the game winner and everyone leaves the court. They don't go, no, James wants to pith one from the fucking seventh row.
I think the only time it makes sense if like it's a really close game and it's been sort of 1-for-1. Almost.
Yeah.
And if it's like under 10,
I'm done with it.
shots.
I think it's over. I don't think you get rid of it. I think it's just the worst, especially because I've hit that many game winners. We've had a huge party and then it's been like, all right, now we're going to watch the bloke who hasn't hit a single cup all night proceed to not hit a cup and dampen the whole mood.
I 100% agree with you. And I was
so
thinking,
it's been about an hour since he scored.
I was thinking the exact same thing, right? So yeah, it's literally been, I reckon, over 30 minutes since Kobe's team made one, right? And since JB's dad's team made one, but he finally made one. Everyone went crazy. And then Kobe says redemption shot, and I'm thinking, it's not going in.
You're that guy.
It's been 35 minutes since you made one, bro. You're not going to make it. But you're about to hear what happened.
Oh.
Insane, boys! He made it!
So does that mean he wins?
Nah,
It means that they just go back and they just get missing for another fucking 5 minutes.
That's what I mean.
And then eventually JB's uncle sunk it. And that was it.
You can't get a second
I think
redemption.
they missed their
no,
other
you don't.
redemption.
No, you don't get another redemption. You can't be redeemed twice.
Yeah, because at that point, just make your normal shots, buddy.
Yeah, if you wanted to fucking hit the shots so bad, just do it 20 minutes ago when we're still playing.
But yeah, that's epic night, epic game of beer pong, the best game of beer pong I've ever freaking seen. And I even asked JB's dad, I was like, was that the best game you ever played? He was like, mate.
It's the best day of my life. Alrighty, boys. That just about brings us to the end of another episode of the MacPack podcast. But as we do each and every week, it's time for our Everyday Hero Joe. A rare one. Take it away.
I feel like I've been bringing enough to the table lately.
You're gonna lose that title, the rare one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can still say they're bad, but they're pretty frequent, to be honest.
So hit rate is frequency now,
Yeah.
but quality's going out the window. Mind you, I don't think quality was ever the strong suit.
I had some good ones.
So at least now you have frequency to go off.
All right, and this one, yeah, we'll see what you think of this one. I thought it was all right.
What's usually Joe's pattern for Everyday Hero? It's like mate stole beers.
Random guy wants cookie.
Oh yeah, I'm bad at heroes. Just the best one ever.
Yeah, that was a good
The
one.
bus guy waving, the lipstick man.
Okay, now you've got a good range. I must
Yeah.
say, you've got the most
Lipstick
varied
Man, our first ever.
varied list.
Yeah, I'm not South Street. I'm not Little Lift guy. Although in this case, it was kind of a lift hero.
Oh,
So
trying to
let me take
replicate
you-
the beast.
Let me take you back to Saturday night.
Oh,
Saturday
We're at
night.
Flo and the Machine. That's right, Florence and the Machine.
Yep.
Down at Rack Arena. So it's a pretty good concert, I have to say. Florence and the Machine.
You were
Good
real
song.
close.
No, actually, we were sort of halfway back in the middle.
Okay.
So we had a pretty decent spot.
I know a lot of people who were up in the tier nosebleeds.
Yeah, we were
Teardrops.
we were in the good seats.
Yeah, nice.
And so I got the tickets for Kira for Valentine's Day.
Oh,
As
as well as the shit flowers.
well as the flowers, yes. Yes. They were good. They were Lego flowers.
Oh, that's
good.
right. Lego. Sorry, I got the branding wrong.
And so we're at the concert. Kira's having a great time. I'm having a good time for the songs I know, less of a good time for the songs I don't know. So I know the bangers,
Yep.
like Dog Days Are Over.
Give us a bit of that.
You know, it's like run fast for the da da dun. You know that one?
Yeah, that's
and
good, huh?
I know a couple ones from the new album because I listened to
Yeah,
it
give us
before
some of that.
going. It's like I am king. You know that one?
No,
King. It's the
no,
first
you
song
have to
off
give
the
us
new
more.
album.
Give us a bit more.
And then Never Let Me Go, Never
Oh,
Let
that's
Me
a
Go.
tune.
Oh, yeah, that was good. I don't think she played For the Love You've got the.
Oh,
love.
that's a good
I don't
song.
think she played that
Fuck,
one.
that her?
I'm apparently a big Florence and the Machine
Florence
fan.
Pugh and the Machine.
Yeah.
She's good.
Anyway, but there was a lot of songs like there. Were,
Who's the Machine?
Whom is the Machine?
She's got a when when you can't shit and you got the bag.
Give us some of these songs.
It's rare you see someone with that on the stage. No, I think the Machine's the band.
Okay, right. The bag or the band?
The band.
The band.
And then, so we're getting on to, she's doing the encore, right? Classic, leave the stage, come back on.
Yeah.
And,
Does anyone not do an encore anymore?
yeah, it
What?
fucking shits me. Anyway, that's a whole nother, that's a whole nother thing, right? Anyway, she comes back on. She does Never Let Me Go, which is the one I was looking forward to because it's like, you know, it was on those Titanic ads back in the day. I like that one.
Titanic ads.
Yeah, when they remastered the Titanic.
Oh,
that
okay.
song.
Deep cut.
And so she does that one, and I'm like, oh, that's like the biggest song. Like, fuck, we're done now.
Oh, yeah.
And then she starts, and this is sort of the theme of the night is like me like not vibing so much for the songs I don't know. Like, still a good show and everything,
Yeah.
but obviously it's a bit hard. And then she starts saying about how, actually, bit of a side note, and this was almost hero worthy in of itself, but we get there, and it was just me and Kira. We didn't know anyone else was going, and then I see my good friend from work, my old work, Dale. Dale's like
Dale the Snail.
Dale's like big dude. He's probably like 6'3",
We
6
love a
like
short
pretty
king.
pretty yeah, pretty built dude. So like kind of stands out. And we saw him in the line,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh shit, it's Dale. And I haven't seen him that much since I stopped working there. And I go over there, and he's like sees me and Kira, like biggest smile. He's like, oh, there you are. I didn't know you guys were coming. Like gives us this like massive hug, and we
Oh.
just hung out with him and his mates.
Oh,
for
nice.
for the rest of the thing. So we were a bit ahead of them. You know, like.
I love those impromptu hangouts. Like
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was like,
Well.
oh, you should have told me you were coming. I was like, do I just need to tell you everything I ever done?
Joe messages everyone he knows in Perth to tell him, I'm going to Florence.
But yeah, it was a good impromptu hangout. And then, you know, like you're at the concert and it sort of flows and moves. So we were originally standing together, but then Kira and I sort of pushed up a bit.
Oh, okay.
They're up a bit. You know, like the sort of ebb and flow of
You
the
think
concert.
you're better than Dale? That's all right. Yeah, cool.
And then, so we were sort of up the front, a bit of in front of them, so we didn't really see them. And then Florence starts talking about, and this must be a thing she does at every concert that I wasn't aware of because I'm not a massive, you know, Florence head. And she starts talking about, she was like, I think the last song she played is called Raise It Up, right?
Okay.
Again, a song I hadn't heard before, but I remember Dale talking about it before. He said he was excited to hear that one. So she starts talking about Raise It Up, and then she does this thing about how she's like talking about, she's like, I need some sacrifices, like, and she means people being like lifted up. It's just like, it must be like a thing she does, like to, you know, for the thing. And people starting to get lifted up. I was like, oh, this is interesting.
Please tell me you get
And
lifted
then
up.
out of nowhere, my knees basically buckle, and I am being hoisted up, not by Dale, by Dale's mate, who I met like an hour ago at the start of the concert, and I'm up there, and he's like,
How many other people were in
Have you
there?
ever been on shoulders before?
I've been on shoulders before, yeah. This
With
random
Bryce.
guy at like Laneway one year.
Yeah, I remember this.
We
you took
were
a
at,
photo
like,
together.
Yeah, we were at
Ah.
like Holy or some like this was something that Alison wanted to see.
Yeah.
And we were just there, and then this guy then, yeah, I don't know, he was just like, we became mates in the marsh with him and his mates, and I was up on his shoulders, and then, so I'm up on this guy's shoulder, and he's like Dale was like pretty built, like Dale could have held me like, no worries, I reckon.
Yeah.
This guy, not so much, but he did a fucking good job. Like he held me up there for the whole song, which was a bit awkward because I'd never heard the song before, and I'm obviously up on the shoulders.
Not giving it much.
Hard to, so I'm, you know, doing a bit of clapping along, but I'm kind of like, I don't really know this one. Hard to be like, I'm sort of acting like, oh, fucking June.
How many people were on shoulders?
And then I'm up there for a bit, and then Dale gets Kira up, so we're both up on shoulders.
Okay, right.
So
Does
then
she
it-
know the words?
I think so, yeah. It's like raise it up, or something like that. And then she also did Shake It Off. Not
That's
the
not one
Taylor
of
Swift
hers.
song,
Oh.
different one.
Oh.
And then, so we were up there for like 2 songs, and then this guy puts me down, and I can't even remember his name. And then he puts me down, right? And he was like bobbing and shaking, like dancing and stuff while I was up there. Made it quite scary for me first. But yeah, he did good. He puts me down, and then I see him, and he's like teeming with sweat. And he was like, I was like, oh, you did good. He goes, yep.
My turn.
So I think he kind of, well, obviously he had a good time,
Did he?
but he was like
Pretty regretful.
pretty fucking exhausted after that.
Good man.
But that's it. Those two are both my everyday heroes this week.
We love
For
it.
going out of their way to
Give
give
a
me
ride.
and Kira a great time for the final song. And we were up there.
That's
you know.
fantastic.
It's
That's
a
cool.
selfless act because
And
they're just the guys at the base.
and
you
it,
know?
and it makes it worse for them.
For them,
They
yeah.
have to
Oh,
carry
significantly.
another like 80
Significantly.
kilos.
It's a
on
very
their shoulders.
selfless act.
Very sacrificial.
Yes, it was.
We love
so
it.
they're my everyday heroes.
So to Dale the snail and to this unnamed
and his friend, yeah.
unnamed
boy.
stepladder, you are episode 129. Everyday hero. Alrighty, boys, that brings us to the end of an episode of the MacPack podcast.
And that reminds me, I think we were meant to mention it in the good film hunting segment. Obviously, our song, Rod Stewart's Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Oh, yes.
Mum and Dad headed down to see Rod Stewart on Saturday night.
This Saturday.
Yeah, on the 11th. So
Oh,
the day
wow.
after this comes out.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. So
That's
hopefully,
exciting.
hopefully he does our rendition.
I doubt it. Do you reckon he'll come on for a chat?
We
We could call him, get him to guess the movie.
That could be fun.
Yeah, he's playing with Sydney Lauper as the opening.
What did she do?
God, I've been singing a lot in this one. Time after time.
Oh, yeah.
Banger.
Fuck, good.
What's the chorus of that one? There's more.
If you're lost, you can look and you will find me.
Time after time.
That's the one.
Nice. Well, that's exciting for them.
Hell yeah.
We've seen a lot of live gigs recently.
We have.
We've seen
I've
so
got
much.
Bjork tonight.
Bjorg. The
Yep.
big Bjorga. Very exciting. And footy's nearly back. Footy's nearly back.
Yes.
The footy chat is
It's
going to
coming up.
slowly start to eke itself back.
Maybe next week we can do predictions even.
Yeah.
We usually do that.
That's a great, that's a great shout.
Right on.
Yeah, there you go. We're going to do some footy predictions next week.
Say less.
Say less.
so less.
Till we do this time next week. Stay safe. Stay less. And always remember to.
Go give your mum a hug.
It's ciao for now. But not forever.